30 Los Angeles Chargers players will be eligible for free agency in 2025. Jim Harbaugh expressed his thoughts with these words: "I don't know if it's possible to get everybody back, but I want to get as darn close as possible. So, just as it's important to retain good players, it's equally important to let go of those whose performance hasn't been up to the mark or who don't align with the team's vision." This is, of course, the way new players join the team, and the team continues to grow. That's why I've identified 5 players whom the Chargers better not re-sign due to their recent performances, and circumstances suggest that parting ways might be in the best interest of the organization. Instead, they should look for their replacements, whether through free agency, the draft, or even trades. What's up, Chargers fan? Welcome to the NFL Playbook Chargers. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about breaking down everything you need to know about the Bolts. The decision to re-sign or part ways with these players will depend on various factors, including their performance in the 2024 season, team needs, and salary cap consideration. On top of the list is Joshua Palmer. The 2024 season turned out to be a letdown for the Tennessee product. This was a year when Los Angeles really needed him to step up, but unfortunately, that didn't happen. Over 15 games, he managed just 39 catches for 584 yards, averaging 15 yards per reception. While those numbers might look decent on the surface, they tell a deeper story. His 60.0% catch rate and single touchdown were career lows, and his 38.9 yards per game marked his worst output since his rookie year in 2021. For a team that still has a pressing need at wide receiver, these struggles make it clear that relying on him isn't the best option moving forward. The front office would be wise to focus on adding talent at the position through both the draft and free agency to ensure the team gets the production it needs. The second one is center Bradley Bozeman. With all due respect to Bradley Bozeman, moving on from him should be one of the clearest decisions for the team this offseason. Joe Ortiz recently shared that discussions about bringing him back have already taken place, and Bozeman himself doesn't seem to mind the idea of returning. However, unless the plan is to use him strictly as a backup, re-signing him would be a significant misstep for the team. In 2024, Bozeman was a consistent liability on the offensive line. His struggles often disrupted the team's rhythm, and for an offense that relies heavily on solid line play, his performance simply didn't measure up. Whether it was allowing pressure in key situations or failing to hold his ground against stronger defensive fronts, Bozeman's play left much to be desired. Bozeman's performance in 2024 left much to be desired, and Pro Football Focus provides further evidence of his struggle. He was ranked as the 29th best center last season, a clear indicator of his difficulties in keeping up with the competition. Since becoming a consistent starter in 2019 across 3 different offensive lines, Bozeman has earned an overall PFF grade of 63.89, a mark that's merely average for his position. However, his 2024 grade of 61.2 was the lowest he's posted in 6 seasons, highlighting a noticeable decline in his performance. At this point, the team would be better off investing in a younger, more reliable option at center, someone who can grow with the team and solidify the offensive line for years to come. Next is Hayden Hurst. His time with the Chargers should come to an end after just 1 season. Signed to a 1-year deal last offseason, the 31-year-old tight end struggled to make any meaningful impact. His performance in 2024 reflected a sharp decline, with career lows in receptions, 8, and yards, 73. For the first time in his career, Hurst also failed to score a touchdown. At this stage, Hurst is a shadow of the player he once was, and the Chargers simply can't afford to rely on him moving forward. A tight end remains a significant need for the team, and it's clear that Hurst doesn't fit into either the short-term or long-term plans. It's time for the Chargers to focus on finding a younger, more dynamic option to address this critical position. Asante Samuel Jr. comes in fourth. A year ago, the idea of moving on from him would have seemed unlikely. The 2021 second-round pick quickly established himself as the team's most dependable cornerback, starting 43 games in his first 3 seasons. However, injuries derailed his 2024 campaign, limiting him to just 4 games. In his absence, rookies Cam Hart and Tarheeb Still stepped up and showed great potential, solidifying their roles in the team's secondary moving forward. Pro Football Focus projects Samuel to command a 3-year, $43.5 million contract with $26.5 million guaranteed. While Samuel has proven to be a talented player when healthy, that kind of investment doesn't make sense for a team with bigger priorities and 2 emerging cornerbacks in Hart and Still. Instead of committing significant cap space to Samuel, the team would be better off pursuing a more cost-effective option like Christian Fulton, who could provide solid depth at a lower price. This approach allows the Chargers to allocate resources where they're needed most while continuing to develop their young secondary talent. The last one is Denzel Perryman. He made his return to Los Angeles in 2024 on a 1-year deal, starting 11 games and recording 55 total tackles. While those numbers aren't bad, Perryman's inability to stay healthy has been a recurring issue. Over the past 2 seasons, he's missed a significant number of games, which has limited his impact on the field. At 32 years old, age is becoming another factor working against Perryman. With Diane Henley already locked in as one of the starters at linebacker, it's clear that the Chargers need to prioritize finding a younger and more dependable option for the position. Free agency provides plenty of opportunities to bring in someone who can contribute consistently and help stabilize the middle of the defense. It's time for the team to move on from Perryman and look toward the future. So, what do you think? Out of the players we discussed today, which one do you believe the Chargers should keep? And which one should they part ways with the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.